Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so let me tell you guys exactly where I'm at, although you probably already gathered where I'm at, considering I'm just jumping on the anti-Gavin Newsom bandwagon. Some people don't want to go there, but I'm going all the way. It's time for the circus to leave town, at least that's my opinion, and I'm saying it loudly. These clowns should resign, every single one of them. And while we've spoken a lot about Gavin Newsom, I think it's time to pivot a little bit, or at least to widen the horizon, widen the focus, and start bringing in some of these other characters. And today, who's on the chopping block? It's none other than Karen Bass. And let me tell you, with Karen Bass, incompetent doesn't even begin to describe it. Let's get into this collapsing clown show, shall we? We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so we know exactly what's going on in LA. We've been talking about it, and really, I don't really need to do too much reporting on it because, I mean, it's everywhere. Everybody's seeing what's going on. But basically, people are dead. Billions of dollars in property damage has occurred. Entire communities in LA have essentially been obliterated as a result of these fires. And the obvious next question is, what is leadership doing? Well, in this case, what is the genius left-wing mayor, Karen Bass, doing? Is she taking responsibility? Is she stepping up like a real leader? No, of course not. Instead, she's doing what most Democrats do in situations like this where everything falls apart and it's their fault. She's blaming everybody but herself. It seems like that's all these Democrats are doing. It's blame game season. We've got Fire Chief Kristen Crowley here, their local DEI fire chief, pointing the finger directly at the city. It's their fault.
Period. Did the city of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city?
It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say justifiably what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job, and I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
You got the fire chief here pointing the finger at the city, essentially pointing the finger at the mayor, and that's directly in Karen Bass's face. And then what does she do? She points the finger right back. In fact, she takes action. Yesterday, it was being reported that Los Angeles Fire Department Chief Kristen Crowley was being summoned to face Mayor Karen Bass. And then an hour later, the news comes out that Karen Bass fired the fire chief. I mean, what the heck is going on here? You got a system that's completely collapsed due to incompetent leadership, and then we've got Democrats pointing the finger at each other and the mayor throwing the fire chief under the bus, I guess presumably to avoid taking accountability and just running away. That seems to be a trend here. The whole Democrat mirage of good governance in California seems to have dissipated, and now they're all running around like chickens with their heads cut off. We got Gavin Newsom running away to Uncle Joe Biden, pleading for the White House to help him against all this evil Russian disinformation. And we've got these cowardly Democrats doing the same thing, running. And that's exactly what Karen Bass is doing here.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up, please? Appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them?
There she is, getting absolutely grilled by a Sky News reporter, just standing there blinking like a malfunctioning robot. Does not compute, no response, no accountability, just pure unfiltered embarrassment for every single American watching. Like I keep saying, folks, it's a complete clown show, and it all seems to be slowly falling apart. I mean, at this point, this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back and finally sends California back to being a red state. I know, monumental task, but this might be the catalyst. I mean, this is a full-blown optics collapse of government. And California locals, I mean, they're losing their minds. These are the types of videos that are bouncing around on platforms like TikTok, going viral every day because it's really resonating with people.
I just watched Mayor Karen Bass, who only just now, a couple hours ago, landed in Los Angeles, the city that she's the mayor of, the city that has been on fire for well over 24 hours. She finally arrived from Ghana because I guess she really had to attend the inauguration of the president of Ghana. I guess that was really important work to do with the taxpayer money of Los Angeles. So she finally figures out how to get back to Los Angeles, gets off the plane at noon. A Sky News reporter confronts her, and what does she do? Nothing. She stands there in silence, looks straight ahead. Do you know why? Because our California politicians believe that they don't have to answer our questions. That's how they've been living in this ecosystem. Thank you to the sycophants at LA Times and Sacramento Bee and everywhere else.
It's just bad, and like I keep saying in these videos, every time where you think it can't get any worse, it does. People are digging up everything here. And the information that's coming out, I mean, it's just damning. Understanding the basic circumstance of California, it's a dry state that doesn't have enough water, and the state's facing constant high risk of wildfires and forest fires. Understanding that basic idea and then seeing what's going on in terms of leadership, well, it's just hard to reconcile. The LA fire chief already went on the record claiming that her department has been defunded.
I was also directed to develop a plan as part of a budget reduction exercise, and that could equate to $48.8 million. And I rang the bell that these additional cuts could be very, very devastating for our ability to provide public safety. That would have resulted to 15 fire stations closing down and potentially the elimination of over 300 firefighters.
And now to add insult to injury, this comes out. The Daily Mail is breaking this little nugget that Karen Bass just a few weeks ago, well, she was signaling support for cutting an additional $49 million. Leaked memo reveals LA Mayor Karen Bass demanded her fire department cut an extra $49 million just 1 week before wildfires broke out. And what's being said is that $49 million essentially equates to shutting down 16 fire stations. You heard that right, 16. Can you even imagine that, considering the circumstance? I mean, what kind of galaxy brain idiot leadership is this? And again, it has me questioning, how are these the leaders in charge? How are these the people who are in charge of anything? They can't even seem to get the basics right. But these are the people getting all the accolades and all the awards. Karen Bass, a woman praised by Barack Obama. He told Karen Bass when she was elected that he was confident that she was going to be an outstanding mayor of LA. That's an actual quote from Barack Obama. Yeah, well, how did that turn out? Didn't exactly age so well, now did it? Because Democrats live in this fairy tale where they hand out participation trophies to people who check boxes before worrying about anything like track record, experience, competence, actual performance on the job. No, it's more about the headline, first X person elected to office. Apparently that matters more than basic competence to do the job. I don't know, my thought process is with everything that's dropped here, I just think California and LA deserve better. After everything we've seen, I mean, not only is it bad, I think it's also so much worse than people actually ever thought. And hopefully that's waking people up. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.